Good afternoon. It's September 29th. I'm heading downtown to eat, and I thought I would combine that with my walk today so that I walk at a different time of the day than I usually do. Don't very often walk in the afternoon, and when I come back it ought to be twilight or even getting dark, so that's always fun for a different look. So I've had a busy day, doing this and that, lots of publishing stuff. I had a long chat with somebody about publishing. Did some writing. Just a day. What a day this has been. I should be careful. For some reason, my live stream on Facebook yesterday, which was just me walking along the creek, got these copyright hits on Facebook from, I thought it said somebody in Pakistan that said there was copyright material in there, and I have no idea what that could possibly have been. There was no music. I didn't walk by anybody playing music, so it was just weird. And anyway, I don't really care. The pretty green car and the bright yellow trees. It's kind of colorful in a different way. Every day it looks a little more autumnish. It won't be long before we have a lot of I forgot to disconnect the Wi-Fi when I left, so there was probably a bobble there when I was starting out. Anyway, there's more and more leaves in the gutters and so forth, and that means more and more leaves on the yards, and that means more and more need for raking in the not too distant future. Last couple of years I've had somebody clean the yard for me, and I probably do it again. It's quite warm. It was 30 not too long ago. It's 28 now. I hope I'm not cold when I come back. I'm not wearing a sweater. Another unstable internet connection. That's very unusual anymore. I rarely see that. Well, at least the recording part will work. Oh, good. The car didn't run me over. That's always nice. I think my streaming's back, so that's good. And unstable internet again. That is so weird. Hasn't happened along here for a coon's age, as they say. Hello from Morocco. How are you? Yasin? I guess that is. Sorry for the unstable connection. I hope it hangs in there. Seems to have settled down now. I should have left a few minutes ago. I'm going to be a minute or two late for my dinner reservation, but that's okay. I'm on my own tonight, so it's not like anybody's waiting for me except the restaurant, and I don't think they're full based on the last couple of times I've eaten at this restaurant. This is actually the second time I've walked downtown, so I'm getting in extra walking. This is just, I didn't live stream it earlier because I knew I was going to come tonight and thought the evening time frame would be more interesting from a visual perspective. With luck, I'll hit the slide up here about right. It gives me more options as to how I work my way downtown if I cross here, so I think that's what I'll do. It's the Royal Saskatchewan Museum over there, in that corner. This is Albert Street, which is the main north-south drag through town. Connects to Highway 11 at both ends. That will be our signal. It's a lovely color up there, too. Good evening, Mary Lou. Good afternoon, evening, depends on how you define the beginning of evening, I guess. The colors are looking more interesting right now too, because of course the sun is getting much lower behind me, and so they're getting that kind of what they call the golden hour, as the sun light turns yellower as it sets. Pretty trees over there. Hello. Very pretty trees over there on the Royal Saskatchewan Museum grounds. And all along the boulevard here, actually. Maybe I'll just stick to College because of the trees looking so nice. They recently refinished this road, which is why it's so black. I like this house over here, but it's not a house anymore, it's offices. Most of the old houses along here are now transitioned into offices of some sort. For example, that's where the Regina Symphony Orchestra has its offices, not where they perform, obviously. That's where their offices are. I'll be walking around the lake tomorrow, so we'll see more of the pretty fall colors around there, although I think it's going to be cloudy, but not raining at least. I think the forecast called for clouds. I'll go at least to Scarth and maybe Hamilton before I go up to my left. The restaurant's on the corner of Hamilton and, well, it's between Scarth and Hamilton. It'd make more sense to go up Scarth, I guess. Over there, that's a new building, the Credit Union building. And next to it is an old building, Regina College. It's called the College building now. Yes, hello again in Morocco. Did you get disconnected for a while and come back? That's the second time you said hello, which is fine, but hello, hello. Yeah, and that one's now offices of some sort. That one is still a house. And there's the Credit Union building over there. Recently built. One unusual thing now is that we still have flowers. Normally they would have frosted by now, but first frost has been delayed this year. We came close one night, but it didn't quite do it. And usually what happens is you'll get one frost early September, sometimes even late August, but usually not. You'll get a hard frost just one night and then it turns beautiful again, and you wish that the flowers had survived. And this year, so far, they've survived. They won't indefinitely. The frost will come, but it's been quite a lovely fall from that regard. Now there's Dark Hall over there, recently refurbished. Very nice inside. And then the College building next to it. Dark Hall dates to about 1920 something, and the College building goes back to about 1912, I think. It was the original Regina College, which became the University of Regina. It's in that building, and now it's the Conservatory of Music and Performing Arts and various other things. And there's the front of Dark Hall. I often walk by on that side, but you can actually see the buildings as a whole a bit better from this side. Funeral home over here, in case you're looking for one. So all of that was refurbished in the last few years, and they did a great job on it. Okay, we'll turn up Scarth Street here. When I come back, I'll take a different route. By then it'll be getting dark. You can see all the lights coming on. This way is the way we will go now. All pretty trees there. This block had Central Collegiate, sort of the original big high school, was on this block. And then starting in 1995, it was developed into 3 big condo buildings. This one in 95, that one in 97, and the other one in 99, I think. And this is where we bought a condo when we got married. So we have a condo in this building here, to my right. And of course, yesterday, or no, the day before, was our 25th wedding anniversary. This is where we would have lived for the first few years, until Alice was about 5. So when we moved to the house we're in now, which belonged to my wife's family. We traded places with my mother-in-law, who then moved into the condo here because it was easier for her to get around in. See, the flowers are still in bloom. It's kind of unusual to get both the colors of the flowers and the colors of the trees at the same time, because first frost is usually much earlier than this. Thank you. It's not so hard. Staying married for 25 years, you just stay married. Before you know it, 25 years have gone by. And everybody says, congratulations. I think, well, I guess. Oh yes, we have rabbits. There's quite a few of them in this yard. I walked by earlier and surprised 3 of them. I don't know if you can see it there right in the middle. I don't know if it's a rabbit or a snowshoe hare. It's looking at us. They're pretty calm. When I walked through before, I walked right by one that barely budged until I could have kicked him. Not that I would have. Oh, there's one over there too. In the park. 2 of them. Part of the same colony, or whatever you call them, warren, I guess. I don't know where they nest, but there they are, 2 of them. This is Central Park. There's a squirrel over there too. Not that Central Park, the famous one, but it's our Central Park. So we have a condo off of Central Park, as we like to tell people. Then only later do we tell them that it's in Regina, not New York. New York's Central Park is considerably bigger than Regina's Central Park.
No, practically so.
So this is taking us straight up to downtown, if that makes sense. We're headed north, but we're going to downtown. Baseball diamond over there, soft pitch really, softball. There's a tree here that's bent over. That was from an early snowfall a few years ago that actually knocked down a lot of branches. This one was much younger, obviously, and it got bent over, and it's been bent ever since. That was a September snowfall, so here it is, 28 degrees, but that year we had heavy snow about this time. So you never know in our climate what you're going to get. And just because we're having a warm fall doesn't mean we won't have a cold winter. Well, we will have a cold winter, but it doesn't mean we won't have a really cold, snowy winter. I like these old apartment buildings too along here. In fact, I think the long-range forecast is for a colder and snowier than normal winter, but those things are very much guesses. Educated guesses, but still guesses. You can see the downtown starting to come into view. There's the Hotel Saskatchewan that I often walk to when I'm going there to write. And I wrote there today, in fact, but I didn't live stream that walk. Not sure exactly what this building was originally, or what's in it most of the time, but when they were working on the college building back there, this is where the Conservatory of Music classes were held, and my daughter came here for trombone lessons. I used to bring her here. I don't know if that was for just 1 year or 2 years, but I remember doing it. She was a teenager, but she's not anymore. Speaking of time going by. See, they used to be called the Twin Towers there ahead of us. You can see more of the one on the left, a bit of the one on the right. Then they built a third one, so now there's 3 of them. But these 2 match, so they're still the Twin Towers. Nobody talks about the triplet towers. The third one looks quite different. Although it's actually where I'm going, because that's where the restaurant is I'm headed to. Hotel Saskatchewan from the back. Over here is Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church on my right. And past that is the SAS Power Building, which has also been renovated and maybe still is being renovated. It's been going on for a long time. I know the outside and in front they're still working. I don't know if they're finished inside or not, or what they were doing exactly, except sprucing up the facade. So Blessed Sacrament here is a church I've been in several times. We used to record in there when I sang with the University of Regina Chamber Singers. I have a couple of CDs that were recorded by us in this church. It's the Victims of Abortion monument there. I'm wondering why there's a gravestone in the front. Oh yeah, still lots of construction materials around, although the sidewalk is open. It's been closed until recently. Okay, I have to go one more block up Scarth and a little bit to the right, and I will be at my restaurant. Well, my restaurant, the one I'm eating at. The SAS Power Building here, these columns look like bones, and that's to represent fossil fuels. Oof, clever, huh? I have been more clever if I paid attention to the fact I was about to take a downward step, which is why I suddenly went, oof. That's a federal government building there. Very nice kind of 30s style. Oh, nice car. Let's see, that's why it says Canada on the side of it. Maybe I'll go this way, so I don't have to walk by the people sitting on the deck at the restaurant. Besides, this way I can show you a better shot of the SAS Power Building. Inspired by Brazilian modernism. I knew the architect who did it. He did several of Regina's buildings, including City Hall. Joe Pettick was his name. He died a few years ago, but I knew him well enough to say hi to, and I remember sitting at a table with him once or twice at this or that event. I was over at his house once too. He had a very interesting 50s style house. It was perfect for parties, designed that way. I don't know why, I don't remember why we were there, but I remember being there for a party once. Right, this is Hamilton. We just go 2 blocks, no, 1 block? 1 block up this way. And we will be at my quitting point. That was a bank at one point. Now it's a pub. Leopold's. No, Victoria. So this is Victoria. Leopold's is over. We walked by it earlier. Trust and Loan Company. Used to have a floral shop in there for a very long time. Oh yeah, cannabis store. I don't particularly approve of the fact that they legalized marijuana, but they did. This is a very good Thai restaurant. I recommend. And here to my left is where I get my glasses and contacts. FYI, doctors. When I go to get my eyes checked, this is where I go. I'm sure you were thrilled to learn that. Most tourism brochures about Regina don't mention where I get my glasses, but you're special and you know. That used to be the Bay there, Hudson Bay store. A long time ago it was redeveloped. There was a coffee shop where that bank is on the corner that I used to ride in. We were sitting in there riding while they were building this third tower here that I'm about to go into because there's a restaurant in it that I'm headed to. So I'll stop on this corner, and when I'm done eating in an hour or so, it'll be darker and I will walk home in the twilight for part 2 of this walk. So we'll stop here with the view of this tower, and I'll be back later. Bye for now. Alrighty, it is still September the 29th, and it's now a little bit later. So I've had my supper, which took about an hour, and so now we will walk on home in the twilight from downtown by Famosa's Neapolitan Pizzeria here, where I ate many a time with my daughter. We'll go down here and walk through what I always think of as the what's called City Plaza, but I always think of it as lightsaber lightsaber way. These lights here they have, that's what they make me think of, is upright lightsabers stuck in the ground. It's the Scar Street Mall here. You can see the lights coming on at night. Cornwall Center down at the end. That sculpture's by Joe Fafard. This cow here inside the he was famous for cows. There's a bunch of them reclining in Toronto. Joe Fafard was a Saskatchewan sculptor, and at his foundry in a little place not far from here called Pence, which I actually had a chance to visit. There used to be something called Twilight Tours with McKinsey Art Gallery did, and got to visit a few artists' galleries. That was one of them. Or not galleries, but studios. This is not quite a pedestrian mall, but you have to be careful. Oh, Molly, Mary Lou, I mean, you're back. It's 7:55 here, so an hour earlier. You can see some more of the... This is where the farmers market is every Wednesday and Saturday. And it has a bit of public art here. I think the official name is... I don't remember what the official name is. City Square, maybe? It's not really a square, but anyway. So it was a bit controversial, but you've got these sculptures here with lighting effects, these iron light standards here, and of course the lightsabers, although they're not on down at this end for some reason. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. So it's not quite dark, headed that way. Funny that. That's the Regina Public Library over there, which they are planning to replace with a new one. But it's a cool building, but it is old and aged, and anyway, they want to build a new one. That's where I was writer in residence a few years ago. Oh, 10 years ago now, more than 10 years ago, since I was writer in residence there. It's a good gig. Several months they pay you, and you get to work on your own stuff as well as work with other wannabe writers. At City Hall, showing up behind it there. In fact, maybe I'll cross over. The next one here is the Masonic Temple. Most cities of a certain age have these. The Masons aren't the force they once were, when all sorts of businessmen and so forth would belong to them, but they are still a thing. There's City Hall there. All those lights on top are supposed to be lit to make a kind of a golden crown, but there's several burned out at the moment, which is kind of sad. There's the sign. The stone was laid on July 22nd, I guess it says. 5926, because the Masons didn't use the standard calendar. That's probably 1926, but it might be some other time. I don't know exactly how they calculate it. And then we get Knox Metropolitan United Church here, which probably was a Presbyterian church or before it became United. Might have been Methodist, or maybe it was built as a United Church. I'm not 100% sure. I should know, but I don't. But most United churches were either Methodist or Presbyterian before Union, which made the United Church. And then those that didn't wish to join the United Church continued being Methodist and or Presbyterian. That's First Baptist over there. Kind of the main entrance there. This street was right down where the tornado came in 1912. I think it tore the dome off of First Baptist there, and it tore up what's now Knox Presbyterian here as well. Sort of see the back of the stained glass windows this time of night. Oh, and yes, of course, Balfour over there, my favorite apartment building, also looking good this time of night. This is for the Sicilian concert series here. They always have signs because they perform at, or they have their concerts at Knox Met. That's the Canada Revenue Building, the taxman's. Over there's the YWCA. Oh, it looks like I can cross here, so I will. Once I got the lights. Looking down Victoria Avenue there. We'll carry on this way, assuming nobody's coming, which they aren't. Good look at City Hall there again. They need to replace some lights on the Golden Crown. This is the Queen City, you see. That's why City Hall has a crown. But a few jewels seem to be out. This is the courthouse, provincial courthouse. There. Not very often you can see inside it, but you can tonight. As you can see, the flowers are still blooming despite it being autumn already. Haven't had the killing frost yet. It's the North Canadian Oils building there. Another good look at City Hall. I used to work up on the 15th floor. It's 17 stories tall. That's where the public, the communications department was, and I spent a few months there filling in for someone who was on maternity leave. It was literally a case of don't look out the window in the morning because you'll have nothing to do in the afternoon. They gave me almost nothing to do for those months I was there. I don't know what the person I was replacing did, but I did very little. We'll stick to the main roads. More lights. Lights are interesting this time of night. Once I get down to 13th, I will walk along 13th. Cooperators building over there. That's where you go if you need a passport, which we need to renew, and considering the wait times, we should probably get on that. Coteau Books used to be here. Their sign is still here. They've been bankrupt for 2 years, but their sign is still on the door. They published my Shards of Excalibur series that is now only available through Shadowpaw Press. I need to get new print editions out. It's on my to-do list. Have to wait if I try to cross here, so We'll go through the Esso station, which is nicely lit up as well. And carry on down Albert Street. That's Viterra, which used to be the Saskatchewan wheat pool, but this building here was a apartment building, a department store, not apartment building, department store. I was trying to say department building, I guess. Turned into apartment building. This is Credit Union Central over here. On this corner. Over there is the Cathedral Social Hall, which I have often worked in and eaten in, and I probably will again. In fact, that might be where I have supper tomorrow. It's still on my own tomorrow night. Everything just looks more interesting in the night, doesn't it? In the evening. Oh, Cathedral Social Hall. I want to go down 13th here. This one on this corner with the changing colors is Viet Thai, our favorite Viet Thai restaurant. If you want a quick place to have some good Oriental food, that's our go-to place. Alright, what are my lighting, my crossing possibilities here? Pretty much hit it wrong, so I will go over to the other side to cross. This is number 1 fire hall here. That's why it has a tower. We'll cross here because I do want to go down 13th a bit. It's a strip mall over there. First Presbyterian over there is where we got married 25 years ago, the day before yesterday. There's Viet Thai again. Cathedral Social Hall. Listen to the cars go by. Zoom, zoom, zoom. There's a Subway over there where I bought Minnie a sandwich for my daughter. The only thing I've ever been into in that strip mall, despite it being so close. There used to be a bit of a restaurant we went into once or twice, but now it's just a liquor place. And we will carry on down 13th here a bit before I turn for home. There's this side of Viet Thai over there. The little place next to it is a coffee place. I don't know if it's still called Roca Jack's or not. Roca Jack's was kind of our original, you know, Starbucks kind of place before Starbucks even was here. No, it's called Bobby Joe's now. Anyway, at one point they were downtown and they were the main thing, but gradually they kind of lost their ground, lost their way, I think. I think when they let homeless people sit in front all the time, it kind of drove their customers away. This is the Artesian, which is a performance space. I've performed there and done the pre-show chat many times for other performances, because Golden Apple Theatre that I used to be on the board of, that was our performance space. Had a book launch in the basement too. They have a nice little lounge with a bar. There's a shoe store over there. And craft gallery. This used to be an art gallery. I'm not sure what it is now. Alternative health supplies or something. The craft gallery over there. Then you get Paper Umbrella, which is a stationery store. Has cool stuff in it. Then you get Cup of Tea, which is a tea store. And then next to that is a Warehouse Books, which is, from my point of view, the most useless bookstore in the world. It's all, you know, crystals and all that kind of crap, but new age, I guess. And then over here you have Bible and church supplies, kind of the Christian bookstore. So pick your poison. This is some of the artwork that's around the city that's focused on the tornado in 1912. That used to be the Oddfellows Hall over there. I performed in there. It's something else now, but that's what it was. This is another restaurant slash coffee house place here. Very colorful lights as always. And they have a very popular ice cream stand here, which is where folks are headed to, it looks like, for the most part. And there's a liquor store over there, which is fairly new to the neighborhood. And up here's the street we'll turn down because it will take me home. So we didn't used to have a liquor store, so it's been nice to have one for, you know, emergency liquor needs. I like to see these kind of old style signs hanging over the streets. They used to be much more common than they are, and they make things look livelier than the modern styles do. Alright, we will turn here, head down Metropolitan as we go by Safeway, which is our grocery store we go shopping at for the most part. Over here is where I've renewed my license and gotten new photos taken for my driver's license a couple of times. Dental clinic next to it, but oddly enough, despite it being so close, that's not where we go. Again, that Safeway over there. This is a beauty salon, I guess you'd call it. Hair design up there. This one here often has lots of decorations for Halloween and Christmas. They've already got lights going, and it's not Christmas yet, but I guess they're Halloween starting. Maybe they have a huge Halloween display in that yard, and I will walk Halloween night as I did last year. That was cool. People enjoyed that. This is all Safeway on this block. It was expanded a few years ago. It used to be much smaller. It's getting darker and darker. I like this one over here. It's kind of a cool older building. Had a fire not that long ago. I've been in that house. I know the people that own it, or did, if it's the same people. It's a nice house. Oh, I should walk on the other side because there's fewer cars to impede the view. It's mostly older houses along here. Still quite warm. I'm getting sweaty, which is not something you usually do at this time of the night, this time of the year. Most annoying thing about eating out is that I forgot to take any reading glasses with me, so I was reading an ebook on my phone and had to blow up the text really big to make that comfortable. Houses always look kind of warm and inviting with the lights glowing through the windows. Of course, it's also an opportunity to look inside people's houses, so you should be wearing clothes if you're inside one of these windows now. Can't say I've ever seen anybody who wasn't, but it could certainly happen. Probably more common in big cities where you have stacks and stacks of apartments, I'm sure there are plenty of people who just don't worry about it, because who's going to notice or care unless they have a binoculars or a telescope trained on you. They're not going to see you. If I do see anyone, I will not point the camera at them. I promise. This is not that kind of a channel. That one looks warm and inviting over there. I think I've been in those. I think that's where somebody I knew used to live. Maybe they still do, but I don't think so. I was in there years and years ago now. It's getting to the point where everything I remember was years and years ago. This one's very brightly lit. Whereas on this side, it's quite dark. The street lights are out on this block. That's why it seems so dark. None of them have come on. Yeah. Not just my imagination, it is dark. Or yours. All the street lights are off on this block. Or at least they're being very sluggish to come on, but it's hard to believe their sensors aren't telling them at this point that it's dark. I reported ours when they were out, 2 or 3 of them down toward our corner a few years ago, and they actually fixed them pretty quickly. But someone along this block should do that reporting, not me. Nice house. I've been in that one on the Davin School home tour, which is something that's used to be, and I hope is still going on. Obviously, the COVID killed it, but where you get to tour people's houses, and it raises money for Davin School playground. That one has been on it. It was a very nice house, and this is the aforementioned Davin School. They call it Crescent School now, but I refuse. It's Davin School, because it was Davin School the entire time my daughter went there, and that's all that matters to me. Built the same year as our house in 1926. So I say we have a 100-year-old house. It's not quite 100 years old, but it's getting awfully darn close. See, this street's not nearly as dark thanks to the amazing invention of the streetlight. Down in school playground, which is right behind our house across the alley, so my daughter could literally walk home and say goodbye to her friends from her back door if she wanted to, if they were in the playground. I don't think that ever happened, but it could have. It's very, very handy from taking my daughter to school, because I didn't have to. She could walk when she was old enough. I used to walk with her until she was a bit older, but even when she was little, we would walk together. And then even Luther, where she went to high school, isn't that far away, and wasn't like a 10-minute drive every morning, so pretty darn handy. That house always has good Halloween decorations. And then it's dark at the moment, but in there is what's called the Bishop's house, because it was the Bishop's house at one point. It's the oldest house in the neighborhood. I think it was built in 1914, and one of the biggest ones too. And they usually do a haunted house. Kids go inside, and there'll be a lineup of people out here on Halloween night waiting to go in. I'm sure it'll happen again in just a few weeks when Halloween rolls around once more. However, that's still a ways away, and I will keep walking until then and after then. So this will conclude tonight's walk on our corner here. Tomorrow is around the lake. I'll probably do that fairly early, although since I am at home alone. Oh, there goes a bunny rabbit again, I think. Or is that a cat? I think it's a rabbit. It's behind the tree. I haven't got a good look at it yet. I don't know where it went. Could have been a rabbit or a cat, not sure. Anyway, tomorrow around the lake. That's it for tonight.